up? What it do? Is good with you? It is DeckBeauty925 coming to you live, and today I'm going to be doing a video basically talking about positivity and different steps that I take and that I recommend that you can take if you're struggling with being a more positive person. And I really think that almost every YouTube creator, no matter what type of content they have on their channel, they should always upload a video like this, only because of the simple fact that YouTube creators or just YouTubers are very we do this not only for ourselves but for you guys, the people that are watching us. We want you all to be entertained no matter what it is. We want you all to be inspired. So I just feel like having a video on how to be more positive, or just having a video about positivity period, is just a great video to have on everybody's channel. People actually do. So I'm like, hey, now's the time for me to make a video like this. First, to start off with my opinion on positivity, I really think that positivity, once it's gone, is something that you have to practice. So I do think positivity is something that has to be acquired. Not at first though. That's why I said after it's gone. So I don't think we're born negative people. In my opinion, we're not born negative people. We're a child, and in most situations, of course not all, but in most situations, you are loved the minute that you come out the womb. You are just taken care of. Everybody's at your beck and call, everything. Everybody's doing everything for you. You're a baby. Everybody's loving you. You're just surrounded by all this love. You're surrounded by so much positivity. And that's how you grow up. So no, I don't believe that we are born negative. But I do think once we lose that positivity, it is so hard to gain back, which is why positivity, in my opinion, is something that you have to practice and that you have to continue making a practice of. For the most part, I would say that I was actually a negative person. It is actually not until recently that I started to become a more positive person. And it wasn't negative wanting to kill myself every day, nothing like that. It was just more so anytime I thought of anything, I always thought of the worst in the situation, which even my saying back then was expect the worst, and then if the worst happens, it won't hurt because you already expected it. And if it doesn't happen, then you're going to be extra happy because you expected something bad to happen, but then something positive happened, So that's kind of how I used to think, and to me it really made sense, because it did. But now that I look back on it, it's now I wasted all. What about when it does come out a positive outcome? Now I wasted all that time being such a negative person just for it to end up being a positive thing. And my negative attitude could have even affected how many things came out negative in the end. It's just, I don't know, it's a lot to think about, lots of process and put into video, and I didn't want to go too psychological and deep into it, but I really just want to share tips and things that I did to grow myself from being such a negative person to a more positive person. It was around the 12th grade where I really wanted to start on working on my whole self, instead of just my physical self, making sure I'm good physically, looking good physically. No, I wanted to also feel good. And my teacher that I went to my school, my health act teacher, she also did these things called Motivation Mondays, which is part of her little partnership program with her own company. Basically, there was just different gems they dropped in different programs that were going to help the different mental illnesses around the world that can help cure depression in my age people. Just a long story short, I'm saying all that to say that that teacher is really what helped me, not only, and then that's actually the start of when I actually started making moves to become a more positive person. So I'm just going to share a couple tips that she shared. But one thing to become a more positive person is acts of kindness. Now these acts of kindness can be little, these can be big. Of course, we're not not everybody is a celebrity where you can just donate $1 million to a certain charity. No, it could be something as simple as a compliment. It could be something monetary if you want it to be, but it doesn't have to be. It could be just helping somebody out with a favor. It could be praying for somebody, just texting somebody, asking them how their day went, somebody that you're not comfortable or close with. Just going out of your way to do something kind almost definitely help you become a more positive person. Another thing to help you become a more positive person is to get rid of all your triggers that make you negative. So whether that means people, whether it means songs. For me, I was a person that loved sad songs. I could be happy at the moment, but sad songs are just like, I just like them really because I like the beat. And even now I still like slow songs, but back then it was more sad than slow. Like, it would be sad and slow. So just knowing my triggers and what different things make me feel, I knew to switch up like my music choices. Like, instead of it being all slow and sad and mellow, like get more, hip hop or rap type of music, and that will keep me upbeat, like pop music, stuff like that. So really just being real with yourself and acknowledging your triggers and taking that away from you. And like I said before, it could be some people that you have to cut off. You might have to adjust your circle a little bit. It could be what you look at. It could be music, like I said. It could really be anything. So another thing that can help you, which I can reassure you or assure you just period that this does work. Setting an alarm clock on your phone for 3 to 6 times a day as a reminder to think of 3 positive things that has happened so far, because we tend to dwell on like one little small negative thing can change your whole day, and that's what you do not want to happen. You don't want anything small to affect anything, at least not for the whole day. So make negative stuff only last seconds in your mind, because our mind tends to be trained after something negative has happened. But your mind, it's easier for your mind to be attracted to negative things, and that's what you don't want to happen. So when you set your alarm like 3 to 6 times to think about 3 positive things that has happened throughout your day, you're training your mind to think of something way more positive. You're training your mind to have positive thoughts and not to have it so easy to focus on something negative. And I can assure you that has helped me so much. Like, that is why I'm such a positive person now. Now I'm not saying like I'm perfect, or like I don't have sad days, or I don't have days where I feel down or whatever. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. But it's most definitely is a big improvement. I haven't had any days where I just was drowning in my own sorrows. Like, no, that is like something of the past. That does not happen anymore. And I know that is a big reason why me having to remind myself of all the positive things that are happening in the world, and not so focused on this one negative thing that may be affecting me that does not have to. So most definitely set an alarm, and I call it my positivity alarm. So I have mine set, well, I have to change it because of school and I couldn't have it going off in class, but I set it for, I had an 8:30, a 12:30, a 3:30, a 6:30, and a 10:30. Usually I was the type of person that I cannot not be busy. If I'm not busy, then I sit there and think, and when I sit there and think, I drown in my sorrows. So when I picked those 5 times, those are the 5 times that I was either like might be on my way home from school, and I have like a 40-minute commute from my school, so that's just nothing but me thinking. So now, instead of the car ride me dwelling on something negative, now I have to think of 3 positive things that has happened that day, and now my car ride is a more positive car ride because I thought of the good things instead of thinking about anything sad that might have happened or that has been happening in my life. That's the reason. So kind of set your times based on like yourself. So like yourself. If it's gonna be, even if it's 2 in the morning, you're the type to be up at 2 in the morning wishing that you had a better life. Set your clock for 2 in the morning and start naming positive things about what happened. But another tip is kind of like the same thing as a positivity alarm, but it's more so at the end of the day in the morning. So really what you can do is you can set goals. So the morning time, you can set a goal for certain things that you want to happen. So instead of you being focused on anything else, let's just say how I just said, if I'm not busy, I used to drown in my sorrows. So you set goals in the morning for yourself, at least 2 to 3 goals through the day. And then instead of focusing or not having nothing to think about, now you can think on how you're going to accomplish these certain goals that you had in the morning. So that's like the first part of that tip. Then the second part to that tip is at night, write down things that, like positive things that you did. Even if you didn't accomplish those goals, write down things that you did to make those goals, even if it wasn't accomplished, even if you didn't finish it. Congratulate yourself for the little things that you did do, because little things go a long way. And then also you have to think like, at least I did something. The whole day I wasn't thinking about being negative. But yeah, it's not simple. And when you start off, it's really not simple at all. It's something that, like I said before, positivity to me is a practice. So you have to continually do it. You have to keep on doing it. It's so easy to get out of that positive state. So that's also why I feel like it's a practice, because in order to keep it up, you have to continue doing it. Like, I know there's some days now I don't need as many, like I have 5 alarms now, but I really only need 3 because, you know, I've been molded into the positive person that I want to be. So that is enough of my positivity rant. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I know it probably kind of turned into like a rant or ramble about different positive things, but I really hope that those tips did help. If you want me to do more talking videos like this, most definitely comment below, comment down different topics so you can get my opinion on it. I do not mind talking about, you know, different stuff like this at all. I just didn't know if that's something that you all were interested in, but if you are, then most definitely, you know, comment below saying that you like this video, or just like this video by clicking the thumbs up button, and then giving suggestions of what else you would like for me to talk about. In the circle in the left corner at the top, it will be my picture, and that is a direct way for you to subscribe. Also in the bottom right corner, there is more content for you to always check out, so make sure you click that. It is Dark Beauty 9825 signing out of this live. Bye.